On today's video, we're going to take another look at my Wen bench jointer.
This is the Old Guy Network.
Yep.
Thanks for checking out the Old Guy Network. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to raise 1,000 subscribers before the beginning of summer. I'm so excited. Oh, drop my nut. I gotta go.
Nice to have you back here in the trailer hood. I'm the OG, the old guy, but you knew that already. And yeah, I want to talk about something we've talked about twice before, and that is my Wen 6-inch joiner. I did a video on this when I first got it, and I said it wasn't too bad. I was getting used to using a joiner again after a long time without one. On the second video, I said it didn't have a spindle lock, which makes changing the blades difficult. Makes it very difficult. And I wasn't too sure that I really liked the joiner at that time, and if I had thought about it, did a little more research, had more experience, probably would have gone a different route and not bought that joiner. Well, now I've had some time to use this, and I say in every unboxing video, the test of time is the only test that really matters. The more you use a tool, you get to see, how durable it is, if it breaks down a lot or if you have any trouble with it at all. And I got to tell you, I've had this for a few months now. I use it all the time. I probably use this bench joiner more than it was designed for. I do a lot of projects here with pallet wood, and I got to tell you, this thing's a piece of junk. It's that simple. There is an intermittent problem with it now. Somebody came over to see my shop, and I hadn't seen them in a long time, and I was so proud of my little joiner, and I said, oh, you got to check this out, and I turned it on, and it came on and then immediately shut off. I said, wait a minute, what's going on? And I turned it off and turned it back on, and same thing, did that a couple of times, then it ran. And the next time I came into the shop to use it, same thing happened. Once in a while, it just comes right on perfectly. Other times, it doesn't. So there is an intermittent problem with it. Now, I've had tools do this before, not joiners, but I've had other tools. I had a bench polisher that I bought at Harbor Freight years ago. Same thing happened, except it wouldn't come back on. It would run for a while, and then it would shut off. What happened in that instance was the motors would overheat, and it would actually unsolder the joint to the ground wire because it would get so hot. So I took it apart, added a heat sink to it, and then had no problem with it. This one, I don't think that's what's going on, because it's an intermittent problem, and if you bang on it, if you turn it on and it comes on and then it starts to shut off, if you bang on the table, it comes right back. So I got to take this thing apart now, and I'm going to take a look, and I'm sure that it's just a bad connection inside. But it's the last straw, as they say. The quality of this thing is not what I was hoping for. Now, this is a joiner that's under $300. I think it's $268 now still at Lowe's. I see they have an upgraded version of it now that actually does have a spindle lock, but I don't know if the quality control is any better than the one that I bought. Originally, I liked the joiner. I bought my planer. I bought a Wen planer because I liked the joiner so much when I first got it. But as I say, test of time, and this thing has given me one problem after another. The blade, changing the blades over. I did change the blade over. I did a video on that. It was very difficult. More so than it's really needed to be. There are adjustments on it that you can't make unless you flip the thing over, and then this thing is just not worth it. So anybody who bought this, remember, I never recommended this. I never said you should run right out and buy one. I told you what my opinion of it was when I first got it. It looked pretty good, but I also stated that it's a new tool, and new tools usually work pretty well. You have to wait a little while, use it, and see how it lasts. In the second video, I said I probably wouldn't have bought it. This is the third video, and I definitely would not have bought this thing. So I am going to tear it apart. I'm going to see what's wrong with it, and when I get a little bit more time. Right now I'm doing some projects that don't require me to use the joiner, just the planer, and the planer is working fine. I don't have any problems with that right now. So for the meantime, I'm just going to use the planer, and as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to take the joiner apart and see what's going on with it. And I think it's just a loose connection somewhere. Oh, I know it's got to be a loose connection, probably a ground wire. Ground seems to be my bane in life. I had a ground problem with the tractor I just put together. Ground is, it could cause a lot of problems. If you haven't bought this and you thought that you might want to, you probably want to reconsider. It is just, it's not as good as I'd hoped. Now, usually when I have made up my mind about something and I say that it's, don't buy this, I have an alternative. I don't have an alternative. I don't know. I know there's a lot of companies out there that make these benchtop joiners. I don't know if you can go by price point. I know there's a Craftsman that costs a little over $300. It's a little bit more expensive than this. Does have a spindle lock. You can check those out, but I don't know anything about them. DeWalt, I'm really, really high on DeWalt tools. I like DeWalt tools. I know people who can't stand DeWalt tools, but they have joiners and they're around $500 or a little bit less. You might want to check those out too. But as far as the Wen, this particular one, I do not recommend it, and I'm really sorry that I bought it. So that's it. That is the third video on this thing. And I will come back and I will mention, I will tell you what I had to do to get this thing to run, if I can get it to run correctly again. We'll see. That's another video. This is what happens. You buy something, you try it for a while. Sometimes it works out fine. Sometimes it just doesn't work out at all. And this one is one of those times. It's just not a very good tool. That's going to do it for me here in the trailer hood. Thanks for coming by the Old Guy Network. I sure do love it when you stop by. It gives me something to do, and other than the other stuff I have to do. And don't forget, I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers before summer hits, and we're really close. I'm creeping up on 700 right now, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos, share the videos, hit that notification bell when you do subscribe, and you won't miss any of the videos. That would be a good thing. So until next time, I'm the OG, and I'm out.